it's interesting because Baylor had their class today, and Jadon Porter has been committed to Dave Aranda and Baylor for a long, long time, the Lorena wide receiver, who joins us now on 365 Sports with Paul and Craig, and I'm David Smoak. Jadon, thank you very much. So you've been committed. Others have come at you. There's no question they should because of the talent you are. But what was it like today to actually just officially sign with Baylor?
Man, it was great. It was just a fun time, I've been waiting for a long time to be with the Baylor community. And it was just fun being with all my friends and family and just having a great time signing.
Clearly, it was important for you to stay at Baylor and be a Baylor Bear because they've had some changes on the staff, and that affects you very directly in that, there's a new offensive coordinator and all those things changed. What was it about Dave Aranda and the staff that made you want to stay through those changes since that, it's not the same exact coaching staff as you committed to a few months ago?
Yeah. Coach Aranda, he's a great coach. I like what he does at Baylor, the philosophy he has around here, and the new offensive coordinator, he does what I like. He does a spread offense, and he said he's trying to make us get the ball in open space and take it to the house, so I can make a lot of plays and just be ready to make something happen.
So, Jadon, how did you get in contact with the Jake Spavital? Did he give you a call? Kind of how did that work, and how much have y'all been able to chop it up since he was able to get that job about a week or so ago?
Yes, sir. We hopped on the phone. We had a phone call, and we visited for a couple minutes. But by the certain time we had, we exchanged a lot, and he's a great guy, and I like him. So I think we're gonna make something happen. Baylor's gonna change around, and we're just gonna keep working.
As a wide receiver, I can't imagine you don't love exactly what they're going to try to do. And so now you also have Daquan Finn from Toledo, who's now a part of the roster. He'll be there next semester. Obviously, Sawyer Robertson, R.J. Martinez. So have you had any chance yet to meet or talk to Daquan Finn at all?
I actually have not, but I seen that he is coming to our school, so he's a ball player, and we're gonna make something happen. So I'm excited.
How excited is your family that they have to drive, 17 minutes door to door to see you play?
Yeah, that's the best part. They love that the most. They're real close. They didn't want me to go anywhere far, so they're loving it.
Jadon, I'm sure there was other schools that contacted you throughout, and especially when Baylor was struggling this past season, but you mentioned at the top you've been committed for so long. I don't know how much of a decision it still was for you at this point, but what kind of a sense of relief do you just feel, even if you were 100% knowing this was going to happen, but just to have it happen and have it be over with? Can you describe what that feeling's like?
Oh, it's awesome. I love that I'm done. It's all over. I'm stuck with Baylor. I'm blessed to be where I am right now. There's a lot of other schools are out in a chance of opening, but I'm sticking true to my team. So me and my family love where we are now, and we're gonna stick with it.
What piece of advice would you give to an up and coming recruit when it comes to the recruiting process? If you had to give a piece of advice,
I would just say, commit to a coach and not a program. The program, it's a lot. They give you a lot of showings of what they have. It all looks great. Everything at this level is it's almost unreal of what they have there. I would just say, just keep fighting, keep what your heart does. It's not all about what the rankings and stats and all that, wins, loss rate. You just got to commit to the coaches, not a program.
With that being said, there was a tough ending. And even last year, Baylor struggled quite a bit this year, and there were rumblings. Coach Aranda is still there. That decision was made. We discussed some of the changes in the coaching staff with the offensive coordinator, Jake Spavital. Jadon, did that kind of, at night, were you worried about that and maybe would have changed your mind had Dave Aranda not been back for another year?
Yeah, I mean that would have been a big change, especially if Coach Baker had left. I definitely would have opened my mind up to different schools, but Coach Aranda does play a big role. I like everything he does around at Baylor, and I just he's a great coach. So, however it be, he's with us now, so we're gonna make something happen.
Dallas Baker, by the way, the wide receivers coach who Jadon was referring to. Jadon Porter, Lorena High School, with us on 365 Sports.
Yeah, look, Jadon, I know he's retired now, Coach Biles, but I mean, his DNA is all through the arena program. When you come up as in the arena, what kind of player, to the people who are watching us all over the country that may not know, that means you're probably pretty tough. You are very fundamentally sound. What does it mean to you to be a Lorena Leopard?
It's just, Lorena Leopard is always based off we're small, We're a small school. We don't have a lot of kids, but, the kids that go there, they're athletes. They want to play ball. They love playing. It's a strong community of athletes that want to play ball. And, we always been, I would say underdogs, I would say. Mm-hmm. But, we always come out just fighting, winning, playing strong, playing hard, and playing tougher than other teams. And that's what makes us Lorena. And that's why we got the name of Lorena Leopards, because we just keep fighting. And, Lorena is just a great school. I would, for anybody that, who want to go to a place, Lorena is a great community. So, yeah.
Jadon, you're listed as an early enrollee, which means that things are about to start happening pretty hot and heavy. Just kind of what are your plans? Obviously, I would imagine you're going to enjoy Christmas break and all of that, but what's kind of in store for you here over these next few weeks?
Just keep working, training. I'm training at least every other day. I would say every other day, every day I'll at least get a rehab in for my body. It's been tough, playing the whole season. I've been injured with my quad. So, I'm just trying to keep my body well for when I get to Baylor and I'll be able to play starting off.
Hey, congratulations. Watched you at a scrimmage when you were, I think, a freshman at Lorena against Conley. And Ray Biles told me, wait till you see what this young man can do now, but what he can do in the future. And obviously you guys were a part of a state championship. Great district with Franklin and also with, Academy, among others, And you guys obviously had a great run again, even though it fell just a little bit short against Franklin in the rematch. Thanks for your time, Jadon. Go enjoy the day with the rest of your friends and family. Congratulations. We'll talk with you soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, too. Thank y'all for having me.
Jadon Porter, wide receiver from Lorena, who signed today with Baylor as a part of their class of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, good player. He was hurt a lot this year. That affected his senior season to some extent, but he's been committed for a really long time. You don't always see guys last that long. You brought up, Arian Hampton earlier, who was committed to Baylor and then to Texas and then signed with Alabama. And there might have been a stop or two in there in between, and that was a guy who's in the same class that kind of had a different sort of ride and, ended up committed 3 different schools. And Jadon Porter was committed, well over a year ago and just stayed committed and had other schools come calling. And so that's great that, you're able to get that payoff with his patience and with just your continued pursuit over a long stretch like that, because that's not typically or how it works. And so, yeah, that's a great story that they are going to be able to, see that through, and we'll see what he's able to do once he gets on campus, but hopefully he gets healthy first, and that way he can really contribute, as quickly as possible, as much as possible right away, because they definitely need some help at wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there's a position group that you're like, hey, where is their most glaring weakness? I don't know if it's number 1, but it's up there near the top just in terms of production, and now you're losing Drake Dabney to TCU, who granted is a tight end, but he was your leading touchdown receiver, and he was also your second leading yardage receiver. So that's a big loss in that passing game that they're going to need to fill. And so Jake Spavital obviously has already reached out, and we'll see what he can do starting here over these next few weeks. But